Once again, we back. The dust has settled a little bit. I'm feeling a little better, man. I'm not obviously I'm not encouraged by last night. I'm also not overly discouraged. It's one loss, although it's the fucking terrible loss. We gotta we just gotta adjust, make adjustments. So last night obviously was a complete debacle. I think everybody will agree with that. Got our ass whooped on a national stage. What can you do, man? What can you do? I'm sure this week film study is going to be very, very ugly. It's going to be critical for these guys to tap into that film and make the proper adjustments for next week. So, with that being said, on to the Arizona Cardinals, man. On to the Arizona Cardinals. There's nothing you can do about yesterday. It counts as one loss, 40-0, still one loss. 10-3, one loss. 7-0, one loss. It's all one loss. It's the good part about the NFL, man. It's a week-to-week league. Like I said, I'm not overly discouraged, man. I had high hopes and high expectations for this team coming into the year. I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. I'm not ducking. I'm not hiding. I'm not running. I'm with the shits right along with my boys, man. It is what it is. So on to Arizona, like I said. But a couple things from last night. Obviously, I want to talk about a couple things that I think we need to improve immediately. Obviously, the O-line, so we won't even start there. Last night, the defense wasn't horrible. Like you understand, like if you look at Dallas's numbers, Dak Prescott really wasn't overly like he didn't have a great game. Uh we had some problems stopping the run after a while. We started off pretty well against the run and it kind of got out of hand. Pollard broke a few. But the most alarming thing to me about our defense last night, we didn't get any pressure on the quarterback. Coming into the year, we expected Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau, and more recently Isaiah Simmons to be those guys that get pressure on the quarterbacks. And last night, it was pretty non-existent, man. Leonard Williams, he was also a no-show. I don't want to leave him out. I mentioned Okereke last night. I heard his name maybe one time, like I said. But yeah, Leonard Williams didn't show up to the game. Jordan Riley made a play. I was surprised about that. Jordan Riley's been pretty good, man, for a low draft pick. He's been pretty good, man. He's been pretty good up front. That's very surprising. But yeah, these guys have to start generating pressure, man, or every week is going to be a bloodbath on that side of the ball. I know last night Wink Martindale wasn't as aggressive as he normally is. I mentioned that before too. Maybe it's because he didn't want to keep his corners out there on the island, Deontay Banks and Trey Hawkins. Maybe he was trying to protect them. I don't know, because I know that Dallas receiving core, they got some weapons with Gallup, Lamb, and Brandon Cooks. So I'm pretty sure that he wanted a little bit more help for those guys. He didn't want to leave them out there. So I'm assuming that's just an assumption. I'm not in the film room with these guys. I don't have the coach's film. I can't properly break it down, unless somebody sends it to me. Yeah, but that's probably more than likely what it was. I'm sure he'll scheme around that for the games in the future. Uh I just want to see more pressure at the end of the day. Kayvon Thibodeau, like I told you, he's been very disappointing to me, man. Like he had games, even last year, he had games where he just like you forget he's out there. Now, any player that's a great player, that doesn't happen. And I know, he's still very, very, very early in his career. It's the same way I talk about Evan Neal, I'm gonna give Kayvon Thibodeau the same exact grace. You know what I mean? It's still very early, but he has to make more of an impact on these games, whether it's in the run game, whether he's applying pressure. He has to make more of an impact for where he was drafted. He was drafted 5th in the first round last year. And if you ask me, to this point, he has not lived up to that pick. So I want to be equally as tough on him as I am on Evan Neal, who has been just downright awful. And I'm not even gonna speak too much about him on this video because I could go all day. But yeah, that's what I want to see out of the defense, man. I want to see more pressure from these guys. They gotta be more locked in, man, look more focused. And I think Arizona is a good opportunity to get that confidence back. I think a road game in Arizona is a good place to start. Offensively, on the offensive line, Glowinski, I believe that after this film is broken down this week and Dable goes over it with Kafka and the O-line coach, I believe we'll see a Zudu at right guard. Don't quote me on that. I'm like I said, I'm not in the locker room with these guys, so I don't know. I don't know what they plan on doing. I don't know what's going to happen. But my assumption, me being a fan, as observant as I am, I'm very analytical about the shit. You'll come to find that out. I think Izudu will probably get the start. If he gets the start, you can check back in on this video and say, "Yeah, you were right." You know what I mean, I'm right a lot of the times. You'll come to notice that as well. Uh, yeah. So we can't even talk much about the receivers from last night. It's like none of them were even out there. We didn't have a chance to get the ball down the field. You know, even the couple times we did. I mean, Hyatt dropped one. The game was already decided by then. Isaiah Hodgins fumbles a long game. Waller made plays here and there. He was, he looked like Darren Waller. He looks like he's going to be the matchup problem that I thought he would be. So that's a positive from last night. If you could take anything as a positive last night, what else? Damn, I don't even know if Sterling Shepard played. Darius Slayton was out there, but like I said, we couldn't get anything to form down the field without the pocket collapsing or DJ running for his life. But today it was the same old story in the media. Daniel Jones is not he's a fraud. He can't get it done. The Giants were who we thought they were, and all the negative shit that us as Giants fans are used to over these years. It's not new. It's we take all this shit with a grain of salt. Yeah, we may talk about it, but I guess it just comes with the territory of being a Giants fan, man. The media don't fuck with us. It's a select few out there that do here and there, but for the most part, we're not gonna get that love. So I ain't really looking for it. All I ask is these motherfuckers to be a little bit more responsible with their analysis, man. They just say shit to say shit. I heard Shannon Sharp today. He was like, Daniel Jones he's not that guy, or he's over. He didn't say he was overrated. He was like, what did he say? He is who I thought he was. He can't get the job done, but in the same breath, he says, "Well, the O line is not that good." So which one is it? Like, I mean, I know two things could be true, but at the same time, if you watched that game last night, the responsibility of the O line is to block. They gave this man 2 seconds after he snapped the ball to get the ball off. You can't even let routes form down the field. So I just want them. I want the media to be a little bit more responsible, man, with their takes, because that shit is like, you would think these niggas don't watch the game. It's like somebody tell them about the game and then they kind of like write in their notes what they gonna say, and then get on TV and spew bullshit, man. Like, watch the games, bro. And that's not to say Daniel Jones. He had a couple moments where he made a couple bad decisions. True enough. But there's no quarterback in the league that would have been successful behind that line last night. That's just the truth, man. It's the God honest truth. You can say what you want to say. I know football. I know sports. This is Fly Free Sports, baby. Tap in. But anyway, like I said, I'm looking for a marked improvement, man, for this coming Sunday, man, on the road. I know it's a road game, but it is what it is. We haven't dug a hole yet. I don't even want to say we dug a hole that we got to get out of, man. It's 0-1. 0-1 is 0-1. It's not the end of the world. We got 16 games left. Recover, study that film, have a good week of practice, and let's get back to it, man. We ain't ducking no motherfucking smoke still. Giant shit, man. You niggas know what it is. Fly Free Sports. Tap in, like, share, subscribe. I'll be back at y'all probably a little bit later this week with a Fly Free Speaks episode. I'm just gonna be talking about some other shit. You know how I do. You know how I give it up. What else we got? Yeah, of course, I'm gonna do my week 2 picks. I'll probably do that on Wednesday. I'm gonna get it in before the Thursday game. I ain't gonna be late this week. So we got that to look forward to. What else, man? Everybody, like I said, man, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. This is Fly Free CT, and I'm signing off.